The religious person of the common kind would try to regulate the body, discipline the body, because it's been said stillness of the body is everything. And then there are those who get a little deeper into religion. They say, no, 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 it is about the mind. Babaji has said your eyes should be absolutely still. Don't blink. And if you blink, the ugliest hell is waiting for you. The problem is that you have forgotten who you are and you have started taking yourself as the... Shri Krishna is addressing them with a very colorful name tonight. Mithyachari, the fake ones, the pretentious ones. Then what is supposed to be still? All the problems arise from anything that exists will move. It's like being on a roller coaster and trying to be still. Can you be still? It's all right. You don't have to pretend austerity. Remember this, Mithyachari, Shri Krishna's words. The biggest Mithyachari is the one who aims to... Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verses 5 and 6 of chapter 3. Peace lies in adhering to one's nature. Lack of peace arises from not realizing who one is and not adhering to the nature of one's substance. There is the body, there is the mind, the subtle body, and then there is the ego, the experiencing self. When the teachers say, let there be stillness, and in that stillness there is peace, the ego hears but doesn't understand. That lack of understanding arises from a confusion regarding identity. The ego does not know who it is. But since it is deeply associated with the body, it draws its identity from the body. So it thinks of itself as the body, as the body, and yet not fully the body. It will not say, I am the arm. It will say, my arm. It uses the body. It relates using the body. It exploits the body. So when it's told to be still, it has nothing but the body to apply that advice on. It is blind to itself, is attached to the body, and knows only the body without ever fully being the body. It likes to believe that it will have an existence, for example, before and after the body. Look at the kind of double game, stupid game the ego plays. On the one hand, it is deeply identified with the body. On the other hand, it stops short of complete unity with the body. Had there been complete unity, the ego would have admitted that nothing survives the body. If the ego and the body were really one, then the ego would have admitted that everything perishes with the body. But very cunningly, in that instance, the ego would insist that it survives the body. So when it suits the ego, it says, I am the body. But if you are the body, then you should be incinerated along with the body on the funeral pyre. It says, no, I'll survive the body and I will then go to some other universe and then enter some other body and so on and so forth. No, don't we hear of that? So it plays all these tricks. However, one thing remains certain, the ego does not know itself. When it comes to the body, it can play its smart games. Nevertheless, none of those games result in any kind of self-knowledge. The ego does not know itself. All it knows of is the body. And the body it exploits in various ways, in various capacities, in various kinds of relationships. Sometimes a relationship of identity, sometimes one of utility. Fundamentally of futility. So the ego is told, peace lies in stillness, because stillness is your nature. The wise ones have spoken thus, right? Stillness is your nature. Be still. And you have arrived. Be still. And you are full. The ego has no understanding of the one to whom these words are really addressed. That requires self-knowledge. So the ego applies these words to the body. The ego would apply these words to the body. Okay, surely I am being told to be still, and that means keeping the body still. Keeping the body still. Or if the ego is a learned and knowledgeable one, it will think that those words are addressed to the mind. Keep the mind still. This is the so-called meditating ego. Stillness of mind is the ultimate thing. And there is the Lok-dharmik ego, the religious person of the common kind, who would say, stillness of the body is everything. So the common man would try to regulate the body, discipline the body, because it's been said that stillness is the ultimate. So why not bring the body to stillness? Because who am I? I am the body. Though this is an identity of convenience. When it suits the ego carries this identity, I am the body. When it doesn't suit the ego drops this identity. But here it suits. So the ego would say, yes, I am the body, and I have been told to sit still, which means the body has to sit still. So the ego would start disciplining the body. Sit still, don't move at all, no vibrations, no left, no right. Straight like a pillar, still like a post. Unmoving as a statue. Have you not seen religious people practice this? And then there are those who get a little deeper into religion. They say, no, 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 it is about the mind. So they aim for stillness of the mind. They say there should be no thought. Thought is the movement of mind. Let the mind be absolutely still. Which is much the same as saying that the body should be absolutely still. Because the mind too is just subtle body. So when you try to regulate your arms or your neck or your eyes or your legs, you're trying to regulate the gross body. And when you are trying to regulate your thoughts, again you are trying to regulate the body, just the subtle body this time. Getting it? And why are either of these happening? Because the ego thinks of itself as the body. Not very honestly, not with any deep conviction, but as a matter of convenience. I am the body. What does Sri Krishna say about such people? He says, it is not possible for any material thing or being to be still even for a fraction of a moment. It is not possible. Anything that exists will move. Sentient, non-sentient, big or small, animate, inanimate, doesn't matter. Anything that exists will move. To be existent is to be moving. In the universe, stillness is not possible. It is against the very rules of existence. And the body is material and the mind is material. So it is stupid to expect them to be still. They cannot be still. Your problem is you want to identify with the body or the mind. And when you are told to be still, You want them to be still. It's like being on a roller coaster. And trying to be still. Can you be still? The only way you can be still is by getting off. Getting off. But you want to enjoy being there. You enjoy that association, that identification. Right? The ride is pleasurable and entertaining. So I won't get off. Equally, I'm being told to be still, so I'll want the entire system to be still. Now the system can't be still. Are you getting it? It's like being, this one will be better. Like being on a bicycle. Like being on a bicycle. And you are being told to stand still. And you don't want to leave the bicycle. You're deeply attached to the bicycle. So what do? You try to bring the bicycle to a standstill. Now, can that happen? No, that cannot happen. The bicycle will fall. The bicycle will fall. But you are insistent. And you are stubborn. You will not do what is simple and straightforward. What is that? Getting off the cycle. You will not do that because you are deeply attached to the cycle. So sitting on the cycle, you will want to reduce its speed to 0. Is that possible? No. So that's why Sri Krishna is addressing them with a very colorful name tonight. Mithyachari. The fake ones. The pretentious ones. The pretentious ones. The body can never be deprived of its movements, nor can be the mind. They will move. Everything in the universe is constantly moving. The body will move, the mind will move. There would be movement. Why would the mind move? Because the mind is open to the universe. And the universe is moving. So things would keep coming in and getting out, and that is movement. The mind would move. Now, many of you would relatively easily accept when I say that the body is continuously in motion. You know that the heart is beating. You know that the lungs are pumping and the blood is flowing. You know of these things. So that's easier to accept. But when I say that it is inevitable that the mind too would move, that would surprise many of you, because we have been told in the spiritual circles that stillness of mind is possible. No, stillness of mind is not possible because the mind too is matter, and matter moves. Stillness of mind is not possible. Then what is supposed to be still? Let's go into the question. What is material will move. Has the question been answered? Whatever exists will move. Whatever exists will move. From the smallest subatomic particle to the largest galaxy. Doesn't matter what it is. If it exists, it will move. But you are being told to be still. What does that tell about your nature? Who are you? You are the one who doesn't exist. Only that has the capacity to not move. It's the nature of space to not move. Material moves in space. Space never moves. You are that empty space. And when There is an instruction to be still. That instruction is to remind you of your nothingness. Because if you're something, you would, please, if you're something, you would move. And you are being told to be still. In other words, you are being told to be sky-like. You should be the empty space in which all movement happens, without the space ever acquiring any coordinates. Can you ever mention the coordinates of free empty space? No. Material has coordinates. Space has no location, no situation. That's who you are. You are the one who should never attempt to regulate motion, because no motion anyway affects you. And that is freedom. To allow the body and the mind to be on their own. And I'm using the word with full responsibility, be on their own and wander freely. Spirituality is not about control. It is about letting go. Letting go not just of external possessions. The first possession is the body itself. Let the body take care of itself. So much moves in the sky. Does the sky move? And irrespective of what moves in the sky, does the sky get tainted? You can have a lot of pollution. Think of it. Does the sky ever get polluted? No, not really. Not really. Not really. You can have clouds. All clouds exist in the sky. To an observer, the sky may appear clouded. But really, to the sky, it doesn't matter. That's who you are. The great space in which all movement can happen without bothering the space. Your nature is stillness. But if you are something in the space, you can anyway never be still. Look at the impossibility we attempt. We want to be something. We want to be something. And being something, we want to be still, which is impossible and stupid to attempt. Very stupid. But a lot of religious energy is directed towards this goal. I want to be still. I want to be still. And who am I? I am my eyes. So let the eyes be still. And there is somebody practicing this for 4 hours a day. Babaji has said your eyes should be absolutely still. Don't blink. And if you blink, the ugliest hell is waiting for you. Or don't turn. Or keep standing like a pillar. And there would be some who would say, no, this is obviously unwise. Real stillness is stillness of the mind. Have you heard that? Real stillness is stillness of the mind. But even the mind can never be still. Just that you can become so insensitive, so numb, and so self-deceptive that you refuse to acknowledge the movement of the mind. That you can do. And by refusing to acknowledge the movement of the mind, you can convince yourself that the mind is still. Right? Like one of those owners or drivers who pull out the milometer wire of their vehicle and then claim that the vehicle has done no more than 40,000 kilometers. Self-deception, no? I'll refuse to acknowledge the movement of the mind and say I have tried this or that meditation techniques, so the mind is absolutely still. The mind is absolutely still because I have been practicing in this way, I have been a sadhak, so the mind doesn't move. The mind does move, sir. Nobody can prevent the mind from moving. No, it's not possible. You have to be someone who is untouched by the movement of the mind. It is not a practice, it is a reminder. It is taking you back to who you are. It is not about cultivating something or rehearsing something. It is about letting you be free enough and bold enough to let go of the mind. Let the mind wander. I don't wander. I can't wander because I have no place to wander to. If the sky wants to wander, there would be one practical problem. What? No place to go to. I tried to wander, but I failed. Why? There was no place I could go to. Why? Because I am already space itself. A thing can go from xy to x1y1. A thing, right? A material object can move from this place to that place. Assuming the sky is totally bored of itself, what can the poor one do? The problem is no place to go to. Who am I who doesn't have a place to hide? Who am I? The one who can never be a tourist. Tell me why. Why? I'm already there. If I were here, only then I could go there. The thing is, I'm not even here. So how can I go there? I'm the one who is nowhere. Yes, the body is here, the mind is here. I am not here. This remembrance is stillness. Do you get this? And in this stillness, we repeat, there is total freedom. Because you are not the body, mind you, and the body will follow its own nature. And the nature of the body is to move. Let the body move. Let the body move. As the wind blows, as the river flows, as the grass grows, let the body move. And let the mind move. Who are you to act the regulator? Who are you to play the controller? What stake do you have? What interest do you have? The body arose, the body will fall. What do you have to do with all that? Again, remember, if you are something, you can never be still. So if ever you are reminded of stillness, you must take that as a reminder of your nothingness. If you become something, movement becomes inevitable because everything moves. Everything moves. And the moment you associate yourself with something, you too become movable. Right? As an imperfect example, consider yourself standing somewhere still. It's an imperfect example because, again, in the example, you have become something. But you're standing somewhere, right? You associate yourself with a bus. What happens of you? You start moving. You start moving. The moment you associate yourself with the body or the mind, you lose your own nature. Your nature is immovability, but by associating yourself with the body or the mind, you have condemned yourself to become movable. Why am I saying condemned? Because you are acting against your nature, and that would bring suffering. Your nature is stillness, but you have tied yourself to something that can never be still. The natures are very different. In Prakriti, there is nothing called stillness. Show me one thing in Prakriti that can lie still for even a moment. Show me one thing, anything. Even trying to regulate the body means now you have become the body, please. Now you have developed a stake in the body. So you are saying, let me bring the body to some kind of stillness. Trying to regulate the mind again shows the same tendency. I am the mind. So I am greatly concerned with the movement of the mind. You are not the mind. Let the mind roam about. Let the mind roam about. You stick to your own nature. As they say, stay in your own lane. Getting it? Spirituality, wisdom are not about fixing a target and striving to reach that target. All that is very childish. All the problems arise from confusing your identity, from thinking of yourself as somebody you are not. That is the fundamental problem. And if that is the fundamental problem, the problem can be solved only at that level. Right? If the problem exists here, the solution cannot exist there. The problem is that you have forgotten who you are and you have started taking yourself as the body. That too in a very convenient way. Sometimes you are the body, and sometimes you prefer to just be the owner of the body and not the body itself, really. Some kind of a crooked relationship with the body. But nevertheless, there is some relationship, definitely. That's what you profess, right? There is some relationship. The thing is, there is no relationship. Let the body be on its own. Let the mind be on its own. And that is stillness. Let the body dance in nature, as the healthy leaf dances in the wind. Why do you want to regulate it, control it, discipline it? Why do you want to make it lie still? Are you dead? Even when the body will lie dead, still it would be moving. Can you control the movement? The dead body, in fact, moves in a way faster than the body alive. Leave it for one day and see how it moves. Movement is change, right? Within one day, the state of the dead body changes. That is movement. And there is a lot of bloating. Is that not movement? The body will move. Let the body move. And when you liberate the body of your dominating desire, then there is a beauty in the movement of the body. Just like that dancing leaf. Because now the body moves for no purpose at all. And where there is purposelessness, there is great beauty. Purposelessness of the right kind. Purposelessness implying desirelessness. Nishkamta, yes. The dancing leaf has no purpose at all. So you enjoy it, right? The flowing stream has no purpose at all. Purpose in the sense of desire. And so you enjoy it. You really enjoy it. It's another thing that we superimpose a purpose. We say, oh no, the stream is really a young girl and the ocean is her lover and she's rushing to embrace the ocean and all that. All that is fanciful thinking, right? The stream is no woman and the ocean is not her man. We are projecting our own sexual fancies on the poor river. But we love it. The way the mountain stream, for example, dances, curves, and flows. Don't we like it? It's so soothing. Instead, if the stream were rushing to the nearest grocery to fetch garam masala and cauliflower and some napkins and some utensils, would it be equally beautiful? And haggling and bargaining with the shopkeeper. This is like 5% discount at least. Now, there is no desire there. There is no desire. And when there is no desire in the movement, then, in the deepest sense, it is called dance. When there is no desire in the movement, then the movement can be called as dance. So dancing is not about practicing those pre-scripted steps. One step this, then this, and this you call as dance. That is not dance. That is some kind of caricature. And everybody is doing the same thing, 10 of them standing in a line and all repeating the same physical movements. And that coordination looks impressive. And we call that as dance. That is not dance. That is not dance. The leaf knows how to dance. The river knows how to dance. Even animals know dance. Even kids, to an extent, can dance. Adults can't dance. Every step we take as adults is steeped in some petty desire. How do you then dance? Not possible. Not possible. Just as our stillness is regulated and rehearsed, similarly our dances are very well rehearsed. And what is rehearsed can never be called as dance. Dancing is always a free and spontaneous and desireless movement. Movement of whatever. It could be movement of limbs. It could be movement of speech. It could be movement of thought. Even that can be called as dance. If I'm spontaneous as I speak to you, you would not be wrong in claiming that what you witness is a daily 10:30 p.m. dance show. Provided the speech is spontaneous. Provided there is no desire behind the utterance. Even simply looking at someone can be called as dancing. So right now, as you look at me, if your eyes are clear of desire, you are actually dancing. The movement of the eyes, provided the movement is free, this movement can be called as dance. And Sri Krishna is a great dancer. He does not really like those who talk of bodily stillness. He's moving all the time, acting all the time, playing all the time. What is this stupidity about practicing being a statue? Why practice so much being a statue? Simply say the statue is the highest ideal and worship it. Or get yourself coated in some cement and you will become like a statue. No. That's the highest ideal, being absolutely still, right? Do you get the great difference? Don't attempt the impossible. The body can never be still. Just that the eyes cannot catch minor movement. So you convince yourself that you are still. You can never be still. Similarly, the mind too can never be. What can be still? The answer is nothing. So if you are being taught stillness, you are being taught nothingness. Because as long as you are something or somebody, you cannot be still. Stillness is possible only with nothingness. Will you remember this? Will you remember this? Don't associate yourself with stuff that moves and you become immovable. Don't associate yourself with stuff that is mortal and you become immortal. Simple. How to become immortal? How to never die? Don't associate yourself with stuff that dies. This will die. Don't remain this. You will never die. How to never get hurt? Don't associate yourself with stuff that gets hurt, and this will get hurt. And thoughts and emotions and feelings and concepts and beliefs will get hurt. Don't associate yourself with those, and you will never be hurt. Are you getting it? Now, instead of not associating oneself with stuff that moves or dies or gets hurt, what do we attempt? We say, no, I will remain the body, but remaining the body, I want to be immortal. So I'm going to Babaji. And Babaji will tell me some great technique from some hidden book written 45,000 trillion years back. And only Babaji knows about it. It was hidden in some great cave in a lofty mountain. And Babaji himself is God incarnated. So Babaji got that book and now Babaji is telling me the secret of immortality. To you, immortality means living for an infinite time as the body, right? Which is extremely stupid. Even if the body can live for 10,000 years, 10,000 years is the blink of an eye. 10,000 years is a split second. Look at the age of the universe. What is 10,000 years? Nothing. But you'll say somebody is living 10,000 years. That's immortality. No. Freedom from the mortal is immortality. The body is mortal. Freedom from the mortal body is immortality. Let the body die. I was anyway never the body, so how will I die? This is immortality. Let the body move. I am anyway not the body, so I remain immovable. Do you get this? How to be at peace? You'll answer this. How to be at peace? by not associating yourself with stuff that gets disturbed. Simple. This is my favorite towel. It was gifted to me by my ex, and she actually, packed her heart in this and gave it to me, so I keep it close to my chest. And this one just takes it and wipes his flowing nose with this. And now I'll be deeply hurt. Is he responsible or am I stupid? I am stupid. Why? Why are you investing so much in something that can be taken away? Why? Instead, I'll want to leap at him and slap him. How dare you insult my sacred memories? What has he done? Nothing. If he doesn't do it, Mother Time will do it. Any towel that remains after a time, if he doesn't do it, time will do it. This won't remain. And I've invested myself so much in it, associated myself with something that won't last, something that can't be protected, something that will get contaminated. You leave your clothes, right? Laundried, ironed in your almirah, duly folded, nicely kept. Don't touch them for 2 years. After 2 years, if you want to use them, can you just use them, pick and use? Possible? You'll have to wash them once again. That's time. It changes everything. It dirties everything. Even if you don't do anything, things will, don't use it, things will still change. Preservation is not possible in Prakriti. You don't really have to necessarily use your clothes for them to get soiled. They will get soiled out of disuse also. In North, when the winters are approaching, they take out the quilts and other warm stuff and keep it on the terrace for it to have some sun. Why? Because it has become soiled out of disuse. And so many little beings have made their way into it. Nice quilt. Micro little things. They are all now sleeping in it. So you say, show some sun to this thing. And only after that you can use it. The laundry business actually booms in the month of November. Tell me why. Firstly in November and then in March. Yeah. So March you can understand. People want to get their woolens and the thick clothes laundried so that they can pack them back. But why in November? Yeah, because now the woolens are being brought out for reuse. And when you pick it out, what do you see? What kind of funny smell is this? Fine, send it to laundry. That's Prakriti. Whether you use it or you not use it, either way it changes. So it is supremely stupid to hold on to something in Prakriti and expect it to be unchangeable or immovable. It will change, it will move. It is changing every second, just that we are not perceptive enough to sense the movement. We sense it only over a period of time. Right? Just as we don't sense that we are aging. It takes 5 years for us to realize, oh, am I aging? So many here are like... But you are aging every moment, aren't you? Are you getting this? Please get rid of that concept that to be spiritual is to be still in the dimension of the body or the mind. By the way, that's one of the things I'm accused of. He claims to be an Acharya. First of all, I don't claim, but fine, that's fine. He can't even sit still. Look how he is all the time restless, moving. Look at his arms, look at his legs. His entire body keeps vibrating. Now, what can I do about that? Go and ask the body why it's vibrating. That's none of my business to handle. But they are coming from that misplaced spiritual notion that if you are a dharmic person, then you should be sitting Om. And this comes out of great rehearsal. And even after so much rehearsal, it is still imperfect. Because you may not know, but you are still moving. And what does Sri Krishna say here? The ignorant ones who dwell on objects of senses like sound and touch, but outwardly restrain action, organs of action like the hands and feet, are just hypocrites, mithyachari. Mithyachari. Realize the difference in nature. Material moves. The immaterial doesn't move. That's all. You are not material. You are not material, so you can't move. That's all. As simple as that. As simple as that. It is about disidentifying yourself from that which moves and changes and this and that. Don't interfere too much with the body. This is Navratri, the great festival of Mother Prakriti. Have some faith. The body belongs to the mother. Let the body follow the commands of the mother. Why should you interfere so much? Who are you? What's your locus standi? What rights do you hold when it comes to the body? Did you decide to be born? Then who are you to control the body? Do you decide to breathe? Do you decide to digest your food? Do you decide your feelings? Do you even decide your thoughts? Did you decide your gender? Then who are you to try to control the body? Think of it. You do not decide your thoughts, or do you? You simply say, a thought came floating to my mind, and you don't realize what that implies. That means it is not your thought at all. It just came without your permission, without your desire, without your plan. Even your desires are not your own. Do you desire what to desire? The desire simply rises. You don't order your desires, do you? The desires simply rise. So the body really doesn't belong to you. The body is an independent phenomena of its own, independent at least of you. Independent of you, but very closely related with the universe. So have faith on the universe, which is Prakriti, which is the mother, which is Devi, the one we are celebrating. Have faith. The body knows how to take care of itself. Even the mind knows its business. Who are you, the headmaster, the taskmaster, to discipline them? In fact, the body goes bad when you interfere. The mind too goes bad when you interfere. Otherwise, thoughts are like clouds. They come floating and they pass. But when you say, this is my thought, this thought I like, this thought I don't, and I want to hold on to this thought, and I want to pursue this thought, I want to amplify this thought, I want to suppress this thought, that's when there is suffering. Otherwise, you too are a river. You flow. You too are like the wind. You too are a tree. There are seasons you blossom. There are seasons when there are flowers and fruits. And there are seasons of barrenness. That's fine. That's fine. Who are you to interfere? Who are you to pretend holy by acting holy? All holiness lies in non-interference. Because non-interference implies non-existence. And that's the ultimate truth. You are not. If I am not, how do I interfere? Can the space obstruct what we are doing? The space. Can the space assist what we are doing? Non-interference. Things keep happening. The space keeps watching. If we want to anthropomorphize the space. Otherwise, the space doesn't even watch. Even watching, to some extent, is involvement. The space is absolutely uninvolved, and that's who you are. The one who is absolutely uninvolved. That's what is called as the witness. And the exact opposite of that is what we commonly call as sadhana. That is the exact opposite of real spirituality, because that which is usually called as sadhana involves all acts of disciplining yourself, regulating yourself, controlling yourself, amplifying certain kinds of behavior and suppressing others, treating certain actions as virtuous and others as vice or sin. Incentivizing certain actions and prohibiting and penalizing other actions. That's what we think of as sadhana. Getting up sharp at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. Sir, let the body decide. Who are you to crack the whip? Let the body decide, sir. No, but if we leave the body, won't the body become rogue? Sir, you know who you're talking of? You're talking of Mother Nature itself. Prakriti has become this body. You are bigger than the mother. Prakriti has her own intelligence. Why are you interfering? Flowers blossom in due time, and you can't make them blossom. The oceans wave as they do. They have their own intelligence. The entire cosmos is running. We don't even know the extent of the universe. And the most we can do is know. We can't make the universe run. Even at the peak of our knowledge, we would at most know the laws of the universe. We won't decide the laws of the universe. Newton's laws are not owned by Newton. The laws existed since forever. He just, yes, discovered them or coded them. coded them. He wrote them down in a language you could understand, mathematics and English. So the universe has its own laws, and you can't dictate them. Are you getting it? So who are you to ride roughshod over the body and say, you will do this, you will do this, you should eat only this much, or you should eat a lot because I am depressed? You are depressed because you identified with the mind. Now that you are depressed, you are telling the body to eat a lot, which is like committing one more mistake to rectify the previous one. Are you getting it? You can't get rid of identification by doubly identifying. Or can you? My mind is troubled. And you have gone to Guruji. My mind is troubled. And Guruji says, then you must practice such and such postures. Now, mind is troubled because you identified with the mind. Now, as a solution, you are being told that you must identify more with the body and discipline it. De facto, you are being told to double your mistake. But leaving the body and the mind free is an act of faith and courage. Faith in the universe, which is Prakriti, which is the mother. Right? If I leave the body free, the universe will take care of it. And that does not mean that the universe will come and feed the body. Body includes the brain. Body includes the intellect. Body includes memory. Mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, all that is body. Antakaran is body. So the body knows how to take care of itself. There is the intellect and there is memory. There are eyes and there are legs. If you are hungry, the legs will move. The intellect will decide how to fetch food. The memory will tell you where you found food the last time. And then the arms will reach out to the food. And then the teeth will chew. So the body is taking care of itself. Tell me, where are you needed? If you're hungry, that means the body is hungry. And if the body is hungry, the body will take care of its hunger. Are you even needed? Are you even needed? You look at the way the mother operates. Have you seen when you get deeply wounded, you faint, you go unconscious? Why does that happen? Because now the mother decides to take things in her own hands. Mother says, you are so stupid to meet this road accident. Had you had any sense, you wouldn't have been so deeply wounded in the first place. Now I'll take over. So you are made to sleep. Just as you are provided anesthesia before surgery, you are made to sleep because the surgeon has now decided to take things in his hands. Similarly, when you go unconscious, the right kind of healing starts. And the mother doesn't want you to interfere with the healing. So she says, you go to sleep so that I may heal you. Because if you are awake, what will you do? You will run around in pain and you will make the mother, you'll make it difficult for the mother to work on you. The mother says, you lie down. Even otherwise, all kinds of healing processes in the body, they happen during your sleep. When you are sleeping, the mother is healing the body. And that's why you wake up refreshed after sleep. Any good thing can happen only in your absence. And that's why so much of sleep is needed, so that you go away. Think of how intelligent we really are. 8 hours of our absence every day is needed just to keep us functional. 8 hours every day, the mother says, you get lost so that I can take care of this instrument. If you keep awake and if you don't let the mother work on you, you will die within a week. You can go foodless for 20 days, 25 days, whatever. But sleepless, you will die much earlier than that. Because not going to sleep means not allowing the mother to heal you. Are you getting it? Have faith. Leave the body. Which essentially means leave life alone. Withdraw. You will have to withdraw because you are nobody. How can nobody not withdraw? If you are somebody, then you could have possibly interfered. But since you are nobody, you'll have to withdraw. In our regular world, if you are nobody, then you are withdrawn. In the inner world, now note this carefully, in the inner world, if you are withdrawn, then you are nobody. Why? Because in the inner world, you are that nobody which has the unfortunate choice to act as somebody. That's the ego, right? It is not, but it has the choice to act as if it is. So in the inner world, how do you restore your nothingness to yourself? How? By withdrawing. By withdrawing, you remind yourself that you are nobody. And by engaging, you encourage yourself to be somebody. I'll repeat, that unfortunate choice is available to us to engage. And if you engage, the rule is you'll have to be somebody. Because if you are not somebody, how come you are engaging? The moment you become somebody, you suffer. All suffering is because you become somebody. If you are nobody, desires are beautiful. Desires too are then a type of dance. Please go and desire fully and freely. Just that your desires should be for nobody in particular. At least not for yourself, because you are nobody. So how can I desire anything for myself when I am nobody? Now, being nobody, go ahead and desire as much as you want to. Being nobody, go ahead and achieve as much as you want to. Just that achievement should not be for yourself. It can't be for yourself because you are nobody. Now, such achievement is beautiful. Now, you don't have to care for the spiritual teachers who say desire and ambition and achievement are all very evil things. No, not really. Not really. Desire is wonderful if there is nobody at the center of the desire. But remaining yourself, if you want to play the renunciate, the ascetic, the so-called brahmachari, then instead of brahmachari, Sri Krishna is calling you mithyachari. Because you still are. You still are. And you're talking of brahmacharya. Brahma simply means absence of the ego. But you still are. You're not an absence. You still are. But you are claiming to be Brahma, which is pakhand, hypocrisy. So you're not brahmachari, you are mithyachari. What is real brahmacharya then? It is not control of desires. It is reminding yourself that you are nobody. After that, if there is desire, it is not your desire, it is the mother's desire. Let the desire be there. What can you do? Then that desire is like the flow of the river. Apparently, there is a desire. As we said, right? In the anthropomorphic way, we say, oh, the river is rushing down the slope to meet her lover. Apparently, there is a desire, but really, there is no desire. Really, there is no desire. So let there be desire of that kind. Let there be great movement. Let there be engagement. Let there be relationship, provided there is nobody at the center of the engagement, at the center of the relationship. Please understand this. Otherwise, you will become that mithyachari brahmachari and get into all kinds of shady things like suppression of the mind or control of the mind or control of the body or practicing breath control or practicing silence and all kinds of childish things. This too has become a spiritual fad, practicing silence. Sir, nothing in existence can ever be silent. Nothing at all. As you speak, you emit waves, right? That's what is called as sound. Even the electron is radiating waves. Even the electron is constantly radiating. Don't we know? A charged particle in movement, that's like current. It even creates a magnetic field around itself. Everything in existence is necessarily emitting something. That's that's a relationship. That's a relationship. We know of gravity, right? So any two masses have a relationship. That's gravity. This is sitting here and that is sitting there, and there would be some attraction. That is gravity. So there is a relationship. And what's the graviton's theory? It says something very simple. It says, if this and this are talking to each other, then there has to be an exchange of particles. Otherwise, how are these two talking to each other? We say this attracts this. The simple question is, obviously, then there has to be an exchange of particles. Otherwise, how will this communicate with this? How will this acknowledge the presence of this? For there to be an attraction, there has to be an emission. Everything is speaking to every other thing all the time. How can there be silence? And if you look at the space-time fabric, then that says that this and this are resting on a continuous this is the space-time fabric. This. So what is gravity? If this is bulkier, then this depresses, it creates some kind of a depression in the space-time fabric. And since there is this depression, this starts rolling towards it. And that's what you call as gravitational attraction. Which means these two are already speaking to each other via the fabric. So how can there be silence? But this too has become a spiritual fashion. Let's practice silence. Very childish. You can be silent only if you are not. Simple. Only the sky can be silent. The suns and the moons and the stars cannot be silent. They are always talking, always talking. The pines are whispering. The waves are singing. Every tiniest speck in the universe is communicating. So only that which is not materially existent can be silent. And to be silent then is to remind yourself of your empty nature. I am not. So how do I speak? Now you can leave the lungs and the throat and the lips to talk as much as they want to. You don't need to interfere. Now it's the mother expressing herself through one of her bodies. These are not your words anymore. So you don't even need to control or regulate those words. If they are your words, then obviously you are the owner and there would be a certain stress and a responsibility and such things. Even as you speak, you must remain the non-speaker. You must always remember you are nobody to speak. And when you are nobody to speak, then you're not speaking, you are dancing. Once again. Are you getting it? Yes? A lot of what we call as spirituality is just confusion and contempt. Confusion with respect to who you are, your identity, and contempt towards the mother. Especially Western thought has had a lot of it. They talk of things like conquest of nature. Conquest of nature, which is nothing but contempt towards the mother. Do you see how climate change follows from this? Do you see? This attitude of contempt towards nature. There are the materialists who say we will conquer the forests, and the so-called spiritualists say we will conquer the body. Both are the same. Both are equally violent towards nature. Equally violent towards nature. Just that one is talking of nature over there, so saying let's conquer the forests and the rivers, build dams. Cut through the mountains, widen the roads. That is violence towards the mother on the external side. And then there are the Babajis and Gurujis who are all the time saying, control your body, control your mind, control your speech, become still, become silent. They have contempt towards the mother on the inside. Why should you try to control your words? It's fine. If they come, they come. If they don't come, they don't come. Who are you to act the owner and the master? That's why animals are closer to the mother. Seen a cat relaxing? Seen a cat relaxing? Totally relaxed. Total faith in the mother. Or a rabbit. Seen a rabbit relaxing? It's almost as if it's dead, gone. My rabbits sometimes would sleep in my palm when they were young. Total faith in the mother. Keep the one here, that's the size of the palm. gone to sleep. Gone to sleep. Can you do that? No. Remember, I'm a different species when it comes to the rabbit, and still so much trust. Think of a species that weighs something like 200 times more than you, looks entirely different, is monstrous compared to your size, and is holding you in its palm. Think. Some colossus 200 times bigger than you is holding you in its palm, right? And fondling you, caressing you. Would you fall asleep? Would you? But the rabbit does, because the rabbit is closer to the mother. That's what is needed of us as well. Shamsher was one of my rabbit friends. His prakriti was to remain agitated and angry, and generally be a kick-ass all the time. Scare that one away, bite this, jump on that. You know what Shamsher used to do? Because I was the only one he had some relationship with. I would take him and he would lie on his back. Very unusual for rabbits. And I would gently caress him on his neck and he'll fall asleep. On his back. All 4 feet towards the sky, and he's sleeping. And then I would withdraw and he would remain in that position. And that's not how rabbits sleep. And after a couple of minutes, I would get scared because he would be lying absolutely motionless. So I would pinch him and then he'll flip. And so, what's happening? Can we do that? And the rabbit's defense mechanism, all that the rabbit has is its legs. If even the legs are not grounded, then the rabbit is absolutely defenseless. Because all that the rabbit can do in the name of defense is run. Run, hop, do these things. That's the biggest muscle it has. And what's it doing instead? All 4 feet towards the sky. And not even watching. Happily asleep. And not for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, for several minutes. You get this. Can you be like Shamsher? That's what faith is. To be so secure at the right place that you don't care about the consequences. I'm in the right hands. And I don't bother what comes next. That's faith. Shamsher actually died in my lap. When he was dying, he actually waited for me. And I rushed and I rushed and I reached. And from his room. I took him out. I sat down on grass, and then in my lap, within a couple of minutes, it breathed its last. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but at that moment, it was clear. Do you understand? You know how Shamsher got his name? Hmm? I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was this movie about the Marathas, the Peshwas, a recent movie just 8-10 years back, something. So there was this lady, this warrior. He's not the king. He had married and had a son with, and the priests refused to accept the son, because the lady was a Muslim. So this father, Baji Rao Mastani. So the father declares openly that now I am naming my son Shamsher. So my Shamsher was similar. He was such a miscreant, nobody wanted to accept him. Because he was rescued in a very bad state. He was about to die when I found him and brought him to the old Bodhsthal. So he wouldn't get along with most people, and he was kept separate. So I said, fine, if he is to be separate, I'll keep him with me. All the other rabbits lived together. This one lived with me. So I said, fine, I'll name him Shamsher. You'll have to drop certain notions. Practiced conduct, regulated actions, a disciplined body. These are not signs of the liberated one. There is a reason the liberated one is called one with no signs. There are no definite marks. You know how they address the truth? The wandering monks, Alakh Niranjan. Niranjan means the one with no blemishes. And Alakh means the one who cannot be targeted. Alakshya. That's also the state of the liberated one. He will never bother to display any pre-scripted signs. He is free to behave and live in any way. You cannot mark him out or pick him out using some metric, some standard, some test. Impossible. But what is definite is that if there is somebody behaving in a predictable way, in a rehearsed way, in a traditional way, then it is definite that the person is not liberated. The liberated one has no signs. But the pseudo one, the false one, the mithyachari, has hundreds of signs, as many signs as possible. In fact, he has nothing but signs. If he doesn't display those signs, what is he left with? So it becomes an obligation to demonstrate as many signs as possible. How to locate the liberated one? Well, sir, there are no signs, no tests, no criteria, no properties. So the question cannot be answered. But yes, the other question can be answered. What's the other question? How to locate the false one? He will display all the traditional signs. That's how you spot the fake one. That's where you recall Lao Tzu. Silence that doesn't speak isn't silence. Now, that isn't Lao Tzu, that's me, but that's fine. That's Lao Tzu. Silence that doesn't speak isn't silence. But all that speaks isn't silence. The void that doesn't move isn't a void. It's just pretending. But that doesn't mean that all that moves is the void. The void, being the void, allows for all movement, just as the sky allows all kinds of movement. Does the sky ever demand any kind of tax or something? No. I'm nobody. I have nothing to do with you. Cross over or keep hanging. I don't care. Can you liberate yourself of the obligation to behave in certain decent ways? Can you? Please? No? If no, then that's bondage. No. We are spiritual men and women, we have to behave properly. Otherwise, what will they say? That's such a tremendous burden to carry, no? To behave properly. Go and teach that to the cats and the rabbits. I love them because they never behave themselves. Shamsher was the most misbehaved one. That's why he was with me. All the well-behaved rabbits, they were with each other. You go and you... You know what it used to do? Such a rascal. Because it could never get along with the other rabbits. So it had only one friend. That's me. So when I would be away for long and then return, it would firstly circle around my legs. So I'm standing and there is this rabbit circling around my feet. And then it would pee on my shoes. It was the ritual. And it was a ritual I had to agree with. So before entering, I would keep my slippers aside, so that he was able to sprinkle only on my bare feet. 4, 5 rounds like this to tell me that he missed me and it's very bad of me to have behaved that way. And then the punishment was delivered. Such a misbehaved one. He didn't care for decency or decorum, or politeness or humility. I don't remember even once being greeted by Shamsher with Shat Shat Naman. Instead, he would urinate on me. Not once. Acharya Ji, I was missing you so much. Shat Shat Naman, Acharya Ji. Is it the AC or is it this? Ah, see, mystical coincidence. Who said Shamsher is away? Hmm? I've been through this. And here are the slippers. You owe nothing to anybody. You are the mother's kids. Not even kids, even the kid is a separate being. Separate from the mother. You are the mother's waves, just as the wave is inseparable from the ocean. You owe nothing to anybody. You are accountable only to the mother. And the only accountability is non-interference. Let life be. Don't impose yourself on yourself. Get out of your own way. Everything is all right. Nothing is despicable. As long as you are out of it. Desires are all right, provided there is nobody at the center of the desire. Desires are not just all right, desires are holy. Provided there is nobody at the center of the desire. It's all right. You don't have to pretend austerity. Remember this, mithyachari, Sri Krishna's words. The biggest mithyachari is the one who aims to be a brahmachari. Getting it? Going without words, going without food, going without money, going without sex, going without movement. None of that is spiritual practice. I will not eat for 5 days. This has got nothing to do with spirituality. It's fine. If you don't feel like eating for 5 days, don't eat. That's fine. But forcing yourself to be away from food for 5 days exact, not the 6th day, and not even 4 days. What's spiritual about that? Or saying, only at 4 a.m. will I eat. Stupid games of the ego in the name of spirituality. Maun vrat. I will not speak from morning till evening. What's the point? What are you trying? Who are you? You are just fattening the ego even more. Instead, let your words come from your absence. That is silence. When your words come from your absence, that is silence. When your movement comes from your absence, that is stillness or dance. Seen from the outside, it can be called as dance. Seen within, it is to be called as stillness. Basically, that means if you are still, you are dancing.